Om Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jeevanam Kavibirididam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadatam Bhuvigrinanti ye Purita Janaha. O Lord, your words, like sweet nectar, refresh the afflicted. Your words, which poets have sung in verses, vanquish the sins of the worldly. Blessed are they who hear of you, and blessed indeed are they who speak of you. How great is their reward. We are continuing the same chapter, Visit to Nanda Bose, is chapter 43, July 28, 1885. Sri Ramakrishna had heard from some of his young disciples, young devotees, that Nanda Bose has had a lot of pictures of gods and goddesses. So Sri Ramakrishna wanted to see Shinbhakta. So he went there. Not that Nanda Bose was a devotee. If when you read, can see, he didn't even get up to receive Sri Ramakrishna when Sri Ramakrishna came. His brother was, of course, there. And as is the custom when a holy person comes, you offer something. Because Sri Ramakrishna says that if a holy man comes to your house and don't partake anything, any food, you just a glass of water, it's not good for the household. But Nanda Bose didn't offer him anything. So Sri Ramakrishna himself asked. Look at his compassion. He didn't want something bad happen to that man. Though he was not doing anything, he himself asked, you haven't given me anything. And then Nanda Bose asked somebody to bring some refreshments for Sri Ramakrishna. That shows that maybe he had some inclination towards higher ideas and ideals, but something is blocking. So Sri Ramakrishna has gone out of his way to bless people. That's what he, and as Holy Mother said once, that we haven't come here to eat rasagullas. That means to just look after the devotees. No, those people who are not highly spiritual, but some spark is there, they have to be brought in. That's the role or mission of an incarnation. Now, after finishing the picture, seeing all the pictures and everything, they were taking leave, and here just a little bit of a read. I'll read. Sri Ramakrishna was about to take his leave, master to Nanda. According to the Gita, a man who is honored and respected by many people possesses a special power of God. You have divine power. So there is something in him. That's why Sri Ramakrishna went, to be in the company of a holy person, and a divine incarnation doesn't happen to everybody. There are so many people in the Dakshina Asia. How many of them got into contact with Sri Ramakrishna? So it is a blessing. It's a great blessing. Sri Ramakrishna says, you have divine power. Nanda, all men have the same power. Master sharply, you all say the same thing. Can all men ever possess the power to the same degree? So this is the idea Sri Ramakrishna is giving. God no doubt dwells in all beings as the all-pervading spirit. But the manifestation of his power are different in different beings. The divine is present in all, whether it's a human being or animal or bird, tree, even inanimate objects. The divine spark is there, but manifestation is different. In the inanimate objects, it's that divinity is almost not manifested at all. But in living beings, even plants, trees, there's a little bit of manifestation. more in animals, birds, and still greater in human beings. And what's the difference between different human beings? The extent how much you are manifesting that divinity from within you. That's the only difference. Otherwise, what's the difference between one person and another person? Sri Ramakrishna, quoting Gita, says, wherever where people are honored, for whatever be by great power, excellence in any field, there is the greater manifestation of the divine. Vidya, God no doubt dwells in all beings as the all-pervading spirit, but the manifestations of his power are different in different beings. Vidyasagar too said the same thing. He said, has God given some men more power and some less? We see some people are more powerful, and they are more, they are wealthier, they have good health, all their comforts, all the, what to say, what in ordinary term we think the best in the world, in life, everything. Some people have less. So the question is, is God partial, giving more to some and less to some others? So Vidyasagar asked the same question. In the gospel, right in the beginning, you can see Sri Ramakrishna went to meet Vidyasagar. And then he asked this one, has God given some more power and some less? Thereupon I said to him, if there are not different manifestations of his power, then why have we come to see you? Have you grown two horns on your head? So this greater manifestation of the divine power in Vidyasagar is a great philanthropist, helping people. And so in any field, there's an excellence, there's a greater manifestation. So Sri Ramakrishna, that's why he wanted to go and see. He went. So he's saying, if there are not different manifestations of his power, then why have we come to see you? You are just like any other human being, but there is greater manifestation of the divinity within you. Sri Ramakrishna rose, the devotees followed him. Pashupati, the brother, accompanied them to the door. Master arrived at the house of the Brahmin lady who was grief-stricken on account of her daughter's death. Next to, or close to Nanda's house, was the house of this Brahmin widow. Here they haven't given the name, but we know it is Golapma. She was grief-stricken on account of the death of her daughter. She lost her husband when they were quite young. Then she had a daughter and a son. The son also died within a few months when he was a few months old. But the daughter grew up. The mother gave her in marriage to a very rich man. And then when the daughter visited, her mother's heart swelled with pride. She says, because the son-in-law was rich, she came in a palanquin, and then there will be a guard standing on both sides of the road while she's coming to the mother's house. So mother was so proud, and then suddenly she died. So she was completely broken, grief-stricken. What to do? She has no idea why should she leave. At that time, a close friend of hers, Yogin, she brought her to Sri Ramakrishna. And she says, once she told Sri Ramakrishna consoled her, and he touched her. And the moment Sri Ramakrishna touched her, the whole attitude, her mental attitude changed. She thought, what is this? This is all a play. I'm just playing the part of the mother grieving, and my daughter played the part of daughter, and she played the part of dying. So it's just a play. Why should I grieve? That whole attitude changed. And then she started coming regularly from Calcutta to Dakshinesha to meet Sri Ramakrishna. And Sri Ramakrishna introduced her to Holy Mother because he knew later she will be a close companion of Holy Mother. We can see later, after Sri Ramakrishna's passing away, Golab and Yogin, they were two constant companions of Holy Mother. And Golabma especially protected Holy Mother like her guardian. When devotees came, devotees have got all strange ideas and behavior. Sometimes they make demands. And Golabma was there to protect Holy Mother in every field, in case. Just to give one example, one day in Udbodhan in Calcutta, Mother's house, Mother was, when male devotees come, Holy Mother covers herself completely with a shawl from head to foot. They see only her toes. So a devotee came and did pranam. Mother was sitting covered, completely covered. And Golabma saw this man sitting there. And she went doing her work. After quite some time, when she came that way again, she saw this man still doing his breathing exercise and doing all these mudras. And it was hot day. Mother is sweating. More than half an hour gone. He's still doing all these things. Golabma pulled him up. What do you think? Is it a wooden statue that you have to invoke the life in that? Can't you see Holy Mother is going through discomfort, sweating? So she protected, she was like a guardian. So now, knowing that Sri Ramakrishna is visiting Nanda's house, she had requested him to come to her house, which is close by. So Sri Ramakrishna went there. The master arrived at the house of the Brahmin lady who was grief-stricken on account of her daughter's death. It was an old brick house. Entering the house, the master passed the cowshed on his left. He and the devotees went to the roof where they took seats. She's not a rich lady. She's a poor, not poor, but or what to say, maybe lower middle class or upper lower class, like that. People were standing there in rows on the roof. The roof means the flat terrace will be there, where they sat. Others were seated. They were all eager to get a glimpse of Sri Ramakrishna. They have heard the name of the Paramahamsa of Dakshineswar. So hearing that Paramahamsa is coming, all the neighbors have come to see him. The Brahmin had a sister, the Brahmini, that's the Brahmin lady, had a sister. Both of them were widows. Their brothers also lived in the house with their families. So it's a big family. The two sisters, brothers, their wives, children, all are living together. The Brahmini had been busy all day making arrangements to receive Sri Ramakrishna. While the master was at Nanda Bose's house, she had been extremely restless, going out of the house every few minutes to see if he was coming. He had promised to come to her place from Nanda's. Because of his delay, she had thought perhaps he would not come at all. Because he was delayed, who knows, he may not come. I'm a poor lady, she may not come. She was so anxious. Sri Ramakrishna was seated on a carpet. M, Narayan, Jogin, Devendra, and others were seated on a mat. A few minutes later, Young and Naren and some other devotees arrived. Because those people take the opportunity to meet Sri Ramakrishna when he comes to Calcutta. So that if they are not able to go to Dakshineswar, it's a good opportunity to be in his company. So many of them have come. The Brahmani's sister came to the master and saluted him. She said, "Sister has gone to Nanda Bose's house to inquire the reason for your delay in coming. She will return presently." A sound was heard downstairs and she exclaimed, "There she comes." She went down, but it was not the Brahmin. Sri Ramakrishna sat there smiling, surrounded by devotees. M to Devendra. What a grand sight. All these people, young and old, men and women, standing in line, eager to have a glimpse of him and hear his words. So many people. They are all eager, not like Nanda Bose's house. They were They were not very, what to say, I won't say receptive, but not very keen. Here, they are very keen to see Sri Ramakrishna and hear his words. Devendra to the master. M says that this place is better than Nanda's. The devotion of these people is amazing. Sri Ramakrishna laughed. The Brahmani sister exclaimed, "Here comes sister." So she has come. The Brahmani came and saluted the master. Because she was going on in and out of the house to see, going to Nanda's house. Why is she's not coming? No, she is back. She was beside herself with joy. She did not know what to say. In a half-choked voice, she said, "This joy is too much for me. Perhaps I shall die of it. Tell me, friends, how I shall be able to live." She is so overwhelmed with joy that Sri Ramakrishna has visited her house. She doesn't know what to say. She's saying, "This is too much for me. I may die perhaps of the joy. Not of sorrow, of joy I may die." I did not feel such a thrill even when Chandi, my daughter, used to visit the house accompanied by liveried footmen with armed guards lining both sides of the street. At that time, she was so happy and proud. She says she did not feel such a thrill even at that time as she is feeling now. Oh, now I have no trace of my grief at her death. I was afraid he would not come. That means Sri Ramakrishna may not come. Then I thought that if that happened, I should throw into Ganges all the things I had arranged for his reception and entertainment. I should not speak to him anymore. If he visited a place, I should go there, look at him from a distance, and then come away. See what all things she had planned. If Sri Ramakrishna is not going to visit my place, all the things that I arrange will throw into the Ganga. Then when he comes, I'll just go there, look at him from a distance and come away and talk to him. So much of, she planned all these things. Let me go and tell everybody how happy I am. Let me go and tell Yogin of my good luck. Yogin is her neighbor, friend, who took her to Sri Ramakrishna first. She was overwhelmed with joy. So you can see the way she is talking, she is overwhelmed with joy. She doesn't realize what she is talking about. Still overwhelmed with joy, she said, "A laborer won 100,000 rupees in a lottery." 100,000 rupees at that time is a big money. Not 100,000 now. So he won 100,000 rupees in the lottery. The moment he heard the news, he died of joy. Because for people, money is the best thing that can happen. And he got 100,000 rupees. He died of joy. Yes, he really and truly died. I am afraid the same thing is going to happen to me. Please bless me, friends, or else I shall certainly die. M was amazed to see the Brahmini's sincere joy and her ecstatic mood. He was about to take the dust off her feet. "What are you doing?" she exclaimed and saluted M. The Brahmini was extremely happy at the sight of the devotees. See, even the company of devotees, like-minded people, that also uplifts our mind, because devotees of God think about God. So not just the presence of Sri Ramakrishna, even the company of the devotees of Sri Ramakrishna, that's also great. That's why Sri Ramakrishna encouraged the devotees to gather together, get together, talk. But what do they talk? They talk about Sri Ramakrishna only and what he has taught. The Brahmini was extremely happy at the sight of the devotees. She said, "I am so happy to see you all here. I have brought the younger Naren. Without him, who would be there to make us laugh?" Younger Naren, because there are two Naren, Narendranath, Swami Vivekananda, and Narendra, younger Naren, he was younger, and he is Narendranath Mitra, who became a lawyer. But Sri Ramakrishna speaks very highly of him, that he has deep meditation, he goes into ecstasy. Yeah, such a young boy, so only in his teens. She was talking like this when her sister came up and said, "Come down, sister. How can I manage things if you stay here? Can I do it all by myself?" She's asking her to go and help. But the Brahmani was overwhelmed with joy. She could not take her eyes from the master and the devotees. After a while, she very respectfully took Sri Ramakrishna to another room and offered him sweets and other refreshments. The devotees were entertained on the roof. It was about 8 o'clock in the evening. Sri Ramakrishna was ready to leave. When he came to the door, Brahmani asked her sister-in-law to salute the master. Next, one of her brothers took the dust of master's feet. Referring to him, she said, "He is one of my brothers. He is a fool." That means maybe he is not very intelligent. "No, no," said the master. "They are all good." When she's saying when he's a fool, it's not ridiculing him, but maybe he is intelligent, not all intelligent. A man showed the way with the light. At places it was, that's only 8 o'clock at night. Sri Ramakrishna stood in front of the cowshed. The devotees gathered around him. M saluted the master, who was about to go to the house of Ganu's mother. Ganu's mother is Yoginma. Sri Ramakrishna was seated in the drawing room of Ganu's mother's house. See, next door, very close, both houses. So from Golapma's house, Sri Ramakrishna went to Yoginma's house. Yoginma is also a great devotee and a companion, a great close companion of Holy Mother afterwards. She also had a very sad life. She was married young at the age of 7 because at that time the child marriage was a common thing. But of course they go to the husband's house to live with, really when they will grow up. But then it turned out that her husband was drunkard and a womanizer. So she had a very sad life. She tried to change him, but nothing happened. And she got a child. I think she had a son also. Anyway, only this daughter survived. Ganu. Ganu was the name of the girl. And so she was called Ganu's mother. And when after some time, when she tried her best to change her husband, couldn't. So she got fed up and came to her parents' home. By the time her father had passed away, but the mother welcomed her, and so she was staying with her mother. And their house was close to Balaram's house. And Balaram was a relative through her marriage, for her husband's relative. And when Sri Ramakrishna came to Balaram's house, at the time, Yoginma first saw Sri Ramakrishna. Because Balaram tells his neighbors, whoever show a little bit interest in spiritual life, he will encourage them to come and meet Sri Ramakrishna. So Yoginma saw, and it's interesting, first time when she saw Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Ramakrishna was in ecstasy. And she thought, oh, he's drunk. Now I am escaping from a drunkard husband, and now it's another drunkard. No, I don't want anything to do with him. But slowly, she came to know Sri Ramakrishna and became a great devotee. Sri Ramakrishna was seated in the drawing room of Ganu's mother's house. It was on the street floor. The room was used by a concert party. Several young men played on the instruments now and then for the pleasure of the master. She had asked some young people to play some music and sing some songs for Sri Ramakrishna to entertain him. It was 8:30 in the evening. Moonlight flooded the streets. the houses, and the sky. It was the first day after the full moon. See the description of that Yam gives in the gospel. It's amazing. Even the day, some first day after the full moon. So by 8:30, the whole place is flooded with moonlight. The Brahmani who had also come was visiting the drawing room and the inner apartments alternatively. Every few minutes, she would come to the door of the drawing room and look at the master. So Golapma from her house, she has come now to Yoginma's house. She's just following Sri Ramakrishna. And then she will come and look at him and devotees, and then go inside to the ladies' quarters and the kitchen and help, then again come back. Some youngsters from the neighborhood also looked at him through the windows. The people of the locality, young and old, came thronging to see the saint. The younger Naren saw the boys in the street climbing the windows. He said to him, "Why are you here? Go away, go home." The master said tenderly, "Let them stay." Every now and then he chanted, "Hari Om, Hari Om." See, these children, they don't know much, but even having a glimpse of a divine incarnation, it's a great blessing. But when younger Naren tried to send them, go away, go home, Sri Ramakrishna said, "No, let them stay." He's not going to give any instruction, but just being there and getting that vibration, it's more than enough. The young musician sat on the carpet and sang, "O Keshava, bestow thy grace upon thy luckless servants here. O Keshava, who dost delight to roam Vrindavan's lanes and groves." It's a song on Sri Krishna, the master. Ah, how sweet the music is. How melodious the violin is. How good the accompaniments are. Pointing to a boy, he and the flautist seemed to be a nice pair. Sri Ramakrishna was good in music, and he loved music, and he was an expert. If music, any instrument went out of rhythm, it almost gave him physical pain. And hearing Narendra's singing, Yam comments in the beginning, he has never heard anybody other than Sri Ramakrishna sing so beautifully. The orchestra went on playing. After it was over, Sri Ramakrishna said joyfully, "It was very fine indeed." Pointing to a young man, he said, "He seems to know how to play every instrument." He said to Yam, "They are all good people." In the early life, when Mathur was there, how did Mathur judge who is a good musician? What he used to do is, when there is a concert going on, he will be sitting next to Sri Ramakrishna, and he'll keep heaps of coin in front of Sri Ramakrishna. If somebody is very good singing, Sri Ramakrishna will push the whole bunch heap to that person. So that shows that person is a very good musician or actor, whatever it is. Sri Ramakrishna used to do that. And as soon as the heaps of coins are over, Mathur will put more coins so that he can give the presents to the actors or musicians. After the concert, the young musician said to the devotees, "We should like to hear some of you sing." It's asking the devotees to sing. The Brahmani stood near the door. She said, "None of them knows how to sing. Perhaps Mohini Babu can sing, but he will not sing before the master." Mohini Babu means Yam, the recorder of the gospel. But she says, he is the only one who can sing. When I was reading this, I was commenting, just like our devotees, nobody knows how to sing. Or even if they know, nobody opens the mouth. Like Sri Ramakrishna said about Yam, when singing was going on, devotional music, singing, and they were all, along with the musician, the devotees were singing in Dakshinesha, and they were trying to make Yam sing, but he won't. He was very shy. And then Sri Ramakrishna got really annoyed and he said, oh, he won't open his mouth. He will show his teeth only in front of his students. So here, the Brahmani, the Golapma is saying, none of them knows how to sing. Perhaps Mohini Babu can sing, but he will not sing before the master, the young man. Why? I can sing even before my father. See, in those days, singing in front of father is showing disrespect. So people don't do all those things. So he's saying, I can sing before my father. The younger men are laughing, but he has not advanced that far. All laughed. A few minutes later, the Brahmani said to Sri Ramakrishna, please come inside. Master, why? The refreshments are served there. Please come. Master, why not bring them here? Brahmani, the Ganu's mother requests you to bless the room with the dust of your feet. Just step into the room. Then the room will be turned into Benares, and anyone dying in it will have no trouble thereafter. See the faith of the lady, Yogin Mas. If Sri Ramakrishna steps in the room, that room will be like Benares, because that God has stepped into that room. Divine incarnation stepped into the room. Then, if you die in that, it will be just like dying in Benares. And what is the belief? If you die in Benares, you will attain freedom, perfection, liberation. Sri Ramakrishna went inside, accompanied by Brahmani and the young men of the family. The devotees were strolling outside them in the moonlight. Sri Ramakrishna had returned to Balaram's house. This all in the neighboring neighborhood, close by, just walking distance. Nanda's house, Golapma's house, Yoginma's house, Balaram's house, all close by. In the beginning, we saw, because though it is close by, they took Sri Ramakrishna in a palanquin to go to Nanda's house because he could not walk that far. His body was so delicate. And the devotees, they all just walked. Now here, coming from Nanda's house first to Golapma's house, then to Yoginma's house, and then back to Balaram's. He was resting in the small room to the west of the drawing room. It was quite late, almost 11:15. See, time goes on. Master, Sri Ramakrishna said to Jogin, please rub my feet gently. Yam was sitting nearby. While Jogin was rubbing his feet, the master said suddenly, I feel hungry. I shall eat some farina pudding. Strange, he had some refreshments at Nanda's house. Not much, but he took something. Then had some refreshment which was given at Golapma's house, Yoginma's house. And now he's saying, I'm hungry. He is going to ecstatic mood, and sometimes he can eat a lot. Sometimes he cannot digest anything. Not like ordinary people. His system is completely different. The Brahmini had accompanied the master and the devotees to Balaram's house. Her brother knew how to play the drums. Sri Ramakrishna said, it will serve our purpose to send for her brother when Narendra or some other singer wants to sing. So you will be able to play the tabla. Sri Ramakrishna ate a little pudding, maybe just to bless Balaram. We don't know. Jogin and other devotees left the room. M was stroking Master's feet. They talked together. Master, referring to Brahmani and her relatives. How happy they were. Not that Sri Ramakrishna gave any teachings there or anything, just his presence. They were so happy. M. How amazing. A similar thing happened with two women at the time of Jesus. They too were sisters and devoted to Christ, Martha and Mary. Master eagerly. Tell me the story. Sri Ramakrishna was very eager to hear about that when M said about Martha and Mary. M. Jesus Christ, like you, went to their house with his devotees. At the sight of him, one of the sisters was filled with ecstatic happiness. It reminds me of a song about Gauranga, about Chaitanya. My two eyes sang in the sea of Gaura's heavenly beauty and did not come back to me again. Down went my mind as well, forgetting how to swim. It's completely lost in the beauty of that divine form. So one sister was filled with ecstatic happiness. The other sister, all by herself, was arranging the food to entertain Jesus. She complained to the master, saying, Lord, please judge for yourself how wrong my sister is. She is sitting in your room, and I am doing all these things by myself. It's not right. She is sitting quietly listening to you, and I have to do all this work by myself. Jesus said, your sister indeed is blessed. She has developed the only thing needful in human life, love of God. So in the same thing, M is saying how the Yogin man, her sister, so happy. They were all very happy. And the sister came and called her, come down, sister, how can I manage everything if you sit here? The same thing as Mary and Martha. And Mary sat there in front of Jesus, and Martha was doing everything, and then she was complaining. And what did Jesus say? Mary has developed the only thing needed in life, love of God. Does it mean that you don't have to work? Of course, you need to work, but if you don't associate your work with God, then after some time, you feel empty. People who do a lot of social work, serving the society, serving humanity, it's good. But as you grow old, you are not able to do any more work, then what happens? You felt dejected, you felt neglected, you feel that nobody is recognizing you. But if you have God with that, if you add God into your work, then that feeling won't be there, because you will have the feeling that you are serving God through these people. Then as Swamiji put, Shivatjnana Jiva Seva, Sri Ramakrishna said, serve the humanity, serve human beings, seeing the presence of God in them. Then it's all right. Otherwise, simply just doing service. After some time, you feel, what's the point? What do I gain? I am doing all these things. Nobody is even recognizing. No, it's a thankless job. The feeling comes there. Nobody cares for me. I'm neglected. Nobody remembers you and me. Even in the same organization in which you worked, nobody remembers you. Another people come, and then you feel dejected. But if you have got the idea of God in you, then you have the satisfaction. Yes, I have served God. That's the difference. Here, so devotion to God is the most important thing in life. Jesus said, say, Lord, please judge for yourself how wrong my sister is. She is sitting in your room, and I am doing all these things by myself. Jesus said, your sister indeed is blessed. She has developed the only thing needful in human life, love of God. That's the only thing needed. And Sri Ramakrishna says, put number 1, digit 1. and then add all the zeros. All these works doing service to humanity, helping people, all this is adding zeros. But if you don't have the digit 1, the zeros doesn't have any value. If you put that 1, then even if you do little, that has value. Just 1 0, it becomes 10. 2 zeros, 100. The more you do, the greater your closeness to God, because you have put God first there. Sri Ramakrishna was very keen whenever being educated in the English style college education, he knew the Bible very well. And he often talks to Sri Ramakrishna about comparing what Sri Ramakrishna has done with what happened in the life of Jesus Christ. He speaks about, again, Mary and Martha, and then he says how Lazarus was dead and they wept and said, if you were there, you would have, my brother would be alive. Then Jesus went to the tomb and called, and Lazarus came out. Then Sri Ramakrishna says, but I can't do all those things. And explains, no, because that is miraculous power, yogic power, which you don't use, because that will bring the people's mind to the body. And then again, he gives a few of their examples, as Jesus said, knock and it shall be opened, ask and it shall be given, saying about the importance of self-effort. And Sriram again comparing the young devotees, saying how the old cloth is passed with a new one, tears off. If you put new wine in old bag, leather, it breaks. All those examples comparing with Sri Ramakrishna's teachings. Master, well, after seeing all this, what do you feel? I feel that Christ, Chaitanya Deva, and yourself, all three are one and the same. It is the same person that has become all these three. Jesus Christ, Chaitanya, because in Bengal, Chaitanya was very popular. It's just not maybe 200 years, 300 years before Sri Ramakrishna. So it was very popular at that time. Chaitanya's life and influence was great. So he's saying, I feel that Christ, Chaitanya, and yourself, all three are one and the same. It is the same person that has become all these three. Master, yes, yes. One. It is indeed one. Don't you see that it is he alone who dwells here in this way? When Sri Ramakrishna says here, means within him. It is that same reality dwelling in him. As he said this, Sri Ramakrishna pointed with his finger to his own body. You explained clearly the other day how God incarnates himself on earth. That is a big question people ask. How can God, infinite, take a human body, take a finite human body with all the human weaknesses, shortcomings? How can God, who is all-powerful, all-perfect, all-knowing, become a human being with limited power, so a lot of ignorance, subject to all the shortcomings, illness of every other human being? How can it happen? If God is all-powerful, he should not get sick. That is one of the things Sri Ramakrishna says when he got sick. Sri Ramakrishna says, those people who come with selfish desires or fulfilling any worldly desire will run away, seeing his illness. And Balaram says, he gives another reason why Sri Ramakrishna got the illness. If you can get illness, sickness, then what about us? It's natural, nothing. And then In spite of that, his mind is absolutely fixed on the high ideas. For us, a small thing, a little headache, gone, meditation gone. Because I got a headache, I got a knee pain. Our meditation goes. That is our condition. Here, Sri Ramakrishna tries all these means to bring the mind down to the body consciousness. You explain clearly how God incarnates himself on earth. Master, tell me what I said. It's interesting. You can see several times in the gospel, you can see Sri Ramakrishna asking M to repeat what he said. And sometimes he says, no, I didn't say that. I said this. What's the reason? Because later he's going to write this gospel for us, for the humanity. So Sri Ramakrishna made sure whatever M understood properly and he noted down properly, correctly. So tell me what I said. M, you told us to imagine a field extending the horizon and beyond. A vast field extending the horizon and beyond. It extends without any obstruction. But we cannot see it on account of a wall in front of us. In that wall, there is a round hole. Through the hole, we see a part of that infinite field. The infinite field, but we can't see because there's a wall in front of us. In that wall, there's a small hole. And if you look through that hole, you can see part of the field. Master, tell me what the hole is. You are that hole. Through you can be seen everything. That infinite meadow without any end. See, God or Sri Ramakrishna or any incarnation is the hole in the wall. Through that, you can see the infinite. We think that, oh, why should I pray to personal God? I'll go straight to impersonal reality. It's not so easy. As long as you have got the consciousness of your body, you identify with the body, we cannot think that you are not that infinite Atman. You can say that, but it doesn't happen in reality. That realization does not come. So we go from where we are. We go along from personal God to the impersonal aspect. And this is one of the easiest way. Sri Ramakrishna says, think of the personal God as the hole in the wall. Through that, you are seeing the infinite. You are not seeing the personal, you are seeing the infinite. In that infinite, this is just a hole. Sri Ramakrishna, the form of Sri Ramakrishna is the opening in that wall. Through that, you can go forward and you can even reach the infinite if you go forward. Tell me what that hole is. M. You are that hole. Through you can be seen everything, that infinite meadow without any end. Sri Ramakrishna was very much pleased. Patting M's back, he said, I see you have understood that. That's fine. It is indeed difficult to understand that. One cannot quite grasp how God, perfect Brahman that he is, can dwell in that small body. You also told us about Jesus. Sorry, Master. What did I say? You went into Samadhi at the sight of Jesus Christ's picture in Jadumalik's garden house. You saw Jesus come down from the picture and merge in your body. As Sri Ramakrishna wanted to hear about Bible, and Shambhu Malik, one of the visitors or devotees, and who was a neighbor, he read the Bible. Must be in Bengali. He read the whole Bible to Sri Ramakrishna. And Sri Ramakrishna, whatever he takes it 100%. His mind does not waver anyway. And he was completely absorbed in the thought of Jesus Christ after hearing the Bible. And when he was sitting in Jadu Malik's garden house, which is next door to the Kali temple, and in their drawing room, there was a picture of Madonna and a baby. He was looking at it very intently, and suddenly, after some time, he saw a light coming, and then the picture became alive, and a baby coming towards him. You saw Jesus come down from the picture and merge in your body. Again, the same, after 3 days of meditation on Jesus Christ, Sri Ramakrishna was walking on the bank of the Ganges near Panchavati in Dakshinesha when he saw somebody walking towards him. And a stranger. Who is he? It didn't look like anybody from the neighborhood, looked like a completely foreigner. So Sri Ramakrishna said, who is he? Looking at his appearance. Suddenly from deep within came the answer. He is Jesus Christ, who sacrificed his life for the humanity. Sri Ramakrishna was silent a few minutes. Then he said to him, perhaps there's a meaning in what has happened to my throat, referring to the sore in his throat. This has happened, lest I should make myself light before all, lest I should go to all sorts of places and sing and dance. See, he's saying, maybe I should not talk to everybody about my visions. People don't understand. They don't understand, they misunderstand, they criticize. Maybe that's why I got this sore throat, which is the beginning of his cancer, throat cancer. Maybe that's why Divine Mother has planned this sore throat, so that I won't go everywhere and sing and dance and talk all these things. Sri Ramakrishna lay down inside the mosquito curtain. M fanned him. See, he is spending the night in Balaram's house. He told M how God incarnates himself in a human body. He told him further about his, that is M's, spiritual ideal. Master, at the beginning, I too passed through such states that I did not see divine forms. Even now, I don't see them often. M, among all the forms God chooses for his Leela, I like best his play as a human being. See, God takes all different forms, not just human form. In Hinduism, we have 10 incarnations, starting from fish evolution, you can see. Fish, aquatic, then there is tortoise, aquatic and water and on the land. Then there is a boar, then half human, half lion, then a dwarf, like evolution you can say. So God takes different forms. M is saying, among all forms, God chooses for his Leela. I like best his play as human being. Master, that's enough. And you are seeing me. That's the most important thing. You are seeing me. Seeing divine incarnation is same as seeing God, because there's no difference. We see the picture, we read about that, and if we meditate, then first we imagine, look at the picture and imagine, visualize, trying to visualize that presence within. And if you have great, depending upon our yearning, that becomes a reality. Imagination becomes a reality. That is, they have said again and again that we trust and we try.
We have the yoga class every Thursday. They've all started up again. And next Friday, we've got the first Vedanta book club discussion for the year. Next Sunday, Gayatriprana will be in Melbourne. And in her absence, Sri Dharapanaji will be giving a talk on spiritual quest and its demands. We've got Sri Rama's birthday celebration on the 29th of March. And we've got the Dharma retreat after that. That's Easter weekend, first weekend in April. And then looking further ahead, Sunday, 17th of May, as part of our celebrations of the centenary of revered Mataji, we're having an interfaith event in the afternoon with the theme From Inner Peace to World Peace. And boy, we need some peace at the moment. And so we'll be giving you more information about that very soon. Now we'll conclude with a guided meditation, which I'll be conducting. So we're doing a bit of setting up. And I'm just admiring, by the way, we've got a super duper new gooseneck microphone we're using for the first time today. Very expensive one, and it's doing a good job. The old one died.